Oh yeah, we're live, Jerome. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. Happy fourth birthday.
Happy fourth birthday. Let's start with this. Whoa! Happy 1 year anniversary! Hey everyone, it's our second birthday. I'm very excited about making this video. First of all, because it's been an insane journey over the past 2 years. I'm very excited that it's been 3 years. What we did is we surveyed the industry to try and find out if this is really a problem, gathering content. We found that out of the three main bottlenecks of delivering websites for clients, gathering content is the biggest challenge that agencies and freelancers experience. Well, it's been a hell of a journey, Jerome, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. I can't believe I've known you what, like 6 years, 5 years
5 years, what? Since
since we actually started working together.
I think more, 6 years probably now, because we started back at the agency as well.
Yeah,
We were building websites. You lost your mind as well with
yeah,
the experience,
yep,
and yeah, then we decided to do something about it.
yeah.
4 years later, how do you summarize it?
Uh, it's definitely been a learning experience, a great learning experience. I feel like I've become a completely different person in the best way possible from all the experience I've had, working with you and just the team that we have, and just building the company has just been I never thought I would be doing something like this in my life. So yeah, it's an honor and a privilege to be working with you and the team. Like, it's been one of the best experiences of my life, honestly. And I'm not just saying that; I really mean it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a different person for sure since I was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, and this is part of this game. You jump out of the plane and you try and construct a parachute on the way down.
Yeah, oh, that's a great way of putting it. Yeah, exactly. So you don't just splat on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, this year we had a bunch of awesome things that accelerated the company way forward. What's up, George? How are you? Anyone else that's joining us, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to see who is joining. Even if you're joining the replay, leave a comment to let us know that you're celebrating with us today. First, we're coming to WordCamp Europe tomorrow. At least myself and a few team members, Dave and Disha, are coming with me to WordCamp. So come say hi at our booth, at the Atarim booth in WordCamp, not Asia, WordCamp Europe in Greece. And then we also have a few cool updates on the product side. But let's kind of like do a quick roundup of what has happened over the past year, or just like a bit of numbers from the past year. So, Jerome, how is the? Do you wanna? Because you pulled out these numbers from the database.
yes, I did. Yeah.
So,
Um,
yeah, go for it.
so I like, honestly, some of them kind of surprised me. So we're very close to nearly 100,000 websites added. And this is all total. This isn't the last year. If this was the last year, it would be insane. But this is in total since we started. And I think you could probably say the last 3 years, because the first year doesn't really count. We probably got like 50 users in the first year or so that were actually consistently using it. So yeah, I would say over the last 3 years, we've got nearly 100,000 sites. We're very, very close to 100,000. Nearly a million tasks created, and
Which that's going to be another reason for celebration once we hit the 100K mark.
definitely,
I
yeah.
hope you're keeping an eye on this.
I am. I check. I'm constantly in the database now, so I'm checking it constantly. And we've got out of those 895,000 tasks, I think there's around 600,000 completed ones.
Right.
So essentially, there's around nearly 300,000 tasks open that are being actively worked on, which I thought was awesome. I didn't have space to put it here. And in those tasks, we have nearly 2.4 million comments across all of those tasks as a whole.
Awesome.
And then on the dashboard, we have 16,000 actual users who have signed up, created an account.
Yes.
And this could be collaborators as well, also counted in this. Sorry, no, not collaborators, contributors, admins are counted in this.
Right.
And then on the WordPress side and collaborators, we have 1.2 million. So that's usually people's clients. So when you install the plugin, we pull in all of the WordPress users.
Yes.
So it's counting all of the clients, all of the people that the teams are working with. And this number really was surprising to me as well. That is that high. That's crazy. Across 100,000 sites, there are 1.2 million users. Essentially, kind of works out that way. But yeah, it's crazy.
So,
Um,
so do you remember where it all started with this? Like, let me try and find the first version of of the plugin when it first started. I think
I do remember. I remember the blue, and we still use that blue actually. That
the
color.
blue.
Yeah, I think it's the same blue, right? The dark blue.
Oh yes, yeah. We maintained that color
Yeah,
has stayed with us
yeah.
for sure since then. Let's see if I can even bring this into here. If I can present some sort of a video. Can I? No, I'm not sure if I can. I'll 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 skip that. Oh, I can actually do it like this. This will bring the video back in. Nope. There it is. So this is where it all started. Just a bare bones.
I think
Oh,
we
we're not
can only see
seeing
your
it. Let me see.
browser. That's why you need to share the whole screen probably.
Yes, I'll do that. So right, like a tiny button on the corner. We're using this EXO font at the time. Like there was literally a feature that all that it was. Um, and I think the most shocking thing here that we'll see in a second is the sidebar.
Yeah. I
Remember?
also really like how big the stickers are. Like, why
Yeah,
did we make them that
huge.
big?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the
I love
screenshot.
seeing this video though, because man, yeah, so ugly. So ugly. Why did we make the background blue? Why did we do that?
I don't know. I don't know why we kind of ended up with this,
Yeah.
but this was version one, and definitely has evolved since then. To all of these, to this entire dashboard. Let's go to the Apple website here in a second. Within this demo environment, you can see how tasks are looking now. The sidebar much nicer. Everything is reacting. Everything is nice and cool, right?
Yeah. And I really like seeing that video. I should look at that more often actually, because sometimes it's hard to forget how far we've come.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy. And when you think that both of us have no experience in developing a product, and we took the plugin from where it is to where it is now, it's cool.
Yes, yeah, it's very cool, and not only that, I feel that this is a huge impact that we're bringing to the world, to our industry. This is not, with these numbers that we're looking at here on the screen. This is not just like a side project. This is
Yeah.
it's actually making a true impact on more than 1 million people that are out there. But we're still just getting started, right?
Yes.
So what's coming up next? So first, George is telling us I have a client in Cambridge that uses it for internal chat, which means those tasks will take time to close. That's he's skewing the numbers with the closing of the task, but that's a cool use case,
Yeah.
George. And we're actually expanding on exactly this, bringing more work to different teams and so on. But before we're gonna go into some of these stuff, I want to also point out that literally, what was that? 5 minutes ago,
Yeah.
we have launched a brand new website, and this new website is is basically and the last website was designed 2 years ago. The new website is a better representation of what we are and what we're trying to achieve with the product, but also the things that we've learned since the past 2 years. And this includes expanding the product from what started as that WordPress plugin to visual collaboration on any website, as well as the image-based collaboration of that you can create workflows inside and all those kind of things. The inbox that we also saw that there's thousands of people that are using the inbox on a daily basis, which is awesome. Project management tools, the brand new thing that you'll elaborate on a little bit is coming tomorrow, we hope, right?
Yes, tomorrow forms. It
Um,
should be coming. Yes.
Yes, and this is a huge milestone for the platform. We'll even give it a quick preview here on today's session. And then we have time tracking as well, and team management, and all the integrations, the workflow, the automations, all of those kind of things. But also starting from the initial use case, which was us. We were essentially what we now call a micro agency with a team of 12 external and internal folks that were in the company. We're building hundreds of websites throughout the years, but it's still a small impact compared to what we're seeing now with some of the bigger clients that are using the system. But now, from just this as the micro agency, we're now seeing people as freelancers. That was also the case. I guess those three were there, but now including hosting providers, some of the biggest ones that are leveraging the system to support their customers as well as create websites for them. And internal teams for products. And this is something that we've just talked about, even you and I, and with the team, we discussed this morning that the same problems that we had at the agency have of communications, collaboration internally and externally are happening in the product as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, over the past year or so, we've been developing features that will help us now, as as a growing product company, to facilitate the collaboration. And these are all things that are hyper relevant for agencies as well. But the cool thing, and I'm excited to get to a place not far from now, in version 4.0, which is the next big version that is coming out, where we will drop pretty much every other tool that we have, and we'll use Atarim completely for our internal workflow. And as well as enterprise brands that are leveraging the solution, huge companies, Fortune 500 companies, and we want to expand on this use case as well in the upcoming year or so. So come check out the brand new website. There's a bunch of really cool stuff here with videos and so on. Even and there's a new walkthrough to, if you like, a 5-minute walkthrough if you want to really see what has changed since. This is a great way to really see that. Yeah, just enjoy the brand new website. And thanks a lot to Dave for working with us, or staying late over the past couple of weeks to make that happen. What do you
Yeah, I
think, John?
mean, it looks amazing. I love it so much. It looks so much nicer than our last design. Really,
Yeah,
really nice.
nice and clean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's talk some product. What's happening? What's happening on the product side, Jerome?
So we're going through kind of the last two versions just because we didn't really get a chance to do, usually we used to do these kind of quick half an hour ones when we release something. So we're going to go through 3.8 and 3.9. 3.8, we dramatically improved the way you invite your clients. And this is across the plugin and the collaborate via URL. So previously, especially in the plugin, it kind of became difficult because we use guest mode to invite your clients, so they didn't need to log in. But then when you went to a live environment, they had to log in and see and all of that. But now with the share, essentially what you do is you can invite them via email, and what this does, it sends them a link with a unique token, which allows them to come and collaborate without logging in, and it uses their name and email for notifications and for their author name on tasks. And as you can see, you can invite many different. So let's say you've got 20 different stakeholders on a website. as opposed to you trying to create accounts for all 20 of them, sending them all this link. Some of them are like, oh, I don't know how to do, what am I doing? You know, they signing in as guests, all of this nonsense. You just invite them like this. They get a link, they click it, they come to here with their name and their email already filled out, and they could just start
Boom.
making tasks and copying
Zero
stuff.
friction, right? There's
Yeah,
nothing for them
no
to do.
friction,
They just come in and start leaving
and do it.
comments on a board, and it will identify them straight away.
Exactly. And with the plugin, with here, there's no login required anyway, but with the plugin, it actually logs them in. Sorry, it shows them the plugin, the front end with Atarim without them even being logged in, but it uses their user with the token that we give them essentially. So
Yes.
no friction anywhere, gets rid of any need for logins, any need for confusion. And this is around our philosophy of the speed to collaborate, right? You don't want your clients to hit a stumble on the first hurdle that you're trying to use a new tool with them, because they're going to be like, I don't want to use this. Let's go back to emails. Let's go back to Zoom. Let's go back to all of these things you want to avoid.
That's
This is in
that's a
an
big
effort to make
concern for a lot of people that are starting off,
definitely
or but even people that are not adamant, or in training clients or stakeholders how to leverage the system. um, we just consume the complication completely on our end.
exactly yes. Um,
Uh, so now we have I like to call this we have guest mode in the plugin, and we also have guest mode in the URL based collaboration. But this is true guest mode. There is nothing for them to do except for clicking the link and leaving comments, and that's the beauty of this new feature. It's a huge advance for the platform.
exactly, and this is just the start. We are we're considering one of our, we've always been about speed to collaboration, but now we're really, homing it in for every release that we do to improve the collaboration with your clients and with your team, to just make it as frictionless and easy as possible. So you don't have to do any nonsense, no setup. You just send links, send emails, and you just get started.
Yes.
And I think the next thing we're talking about also ties into this, maybe on 3.9. Um,
Oh, I just got distracted with this because I just saw today that we added these awesome arrows.
The nice
I
to know,
didn't even
yeah, the nice to
realize.
have arrow, yeah, is what we called it. Nice to have arrow.
Um, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna jump to the next one here.
Mm.
So you wanted to talk about the instant?
Yeah, I did, but I think we could talk about that. I'll come back to that after. We'll circle back. But yeah, let's go. I think you described cam responses really well, so I think you should take this one.
Right. So can responses is the way to facilitate um, uh, a unified way of communication. And the idea of that is that you want to make sure that you're pre-creating the standardized messages that you need to discuss with your clients or stakeholders within your workflow. And can responses basically allow you to pull in those pre-made responses or messages and emails and responses to tasks that have dynamic information within them. So the whole point is to make sure that there is a unified way of communication inside your organization. So this way you don't forget things whenever you rewrite things for new clients, or when you need to execute on processes that are essentially the same, only at different time points. The can responses are amazing for that. So let me show how it works. And basically, if you're going to go to your settings screen, there's a new section here that's called Can Responses. And within the Can Responses area, oh, haven't created one on this account. You know what? Let me even go to my other account, Jerome, while you explain a little bit here. Let me go to this one.
Yeah, sure. So the cam responses is, we started off as just using it in the email inbox, but then we thought, why not use it on the tasks on the inbox and the boards as well, because it makes sense, right? So we were calling it email cam responses for the longest time, but now you can use it across every sort of communication you're doing essentially.
Yes. So if we're looking at some of the ones that we have here, we have a message that's called for when the agency needs more revenue. So you can just click on that and send this message to your clients through the inbox. For handling late payments when a client is failed to pay, new clients on a care plan there needs to be some sort of a message to bring them in. For when the agency needs, oh, this is the same one, more revenue, jump starting a dead project. If a client disappeared, for requesting a review on Google or on Facebook, Friday roundup every time that you want to send some stuff on the Friday and so on. So these are pre-made emails that I can craft in here and use our variables to bring in those messages with the client's name, our name, the urgency of certain tasks, the email addresses, if that's where it came from, the status of certain tasks, the people that are assigned to tasks, and so on. But we took it a step further with the templates thing that you see here on the right. And the cool thing here is that it allows you to bring in, or first of all, preview, but then also pull in, import those pre-made messages into your own account. So these are not part of your accounts until you import them in. For example, setting deadlines for project stages. This is a message that says, I have created a timesheet for the work. Along with the deadlines, I've broken down the project into X stages. Here are the deadlines for each. So just by seeing this structure, it empowers you to remember what to send to the client whenever you need to set deadlines for project stages. Requesting more information from clients, for client onboarding, seeking referrals. So all of these ones here are pre-made emails that we've crafted from our experience working with thousands of agencies so that you can one-click import them into your own account. Then, how do we use this? If you go to your inbox and inside the boards as well, you can see a little button here that's called Can Responses, where this allows you. So this account is it's too heavy by now, right? But let's go to one of these ones. Right, so we have a message here, replace this image. Let's say I have a Can response that will respond to that. I can click this button and then it will bring in all of my Can responses that are already in my account for turning down a project, for example, and I can just drop this in and it will add all of the messages right into this message. So I can just click comment. Next, we're also bringing this into the collaboration experience as well. So it's going to be a little button that you can create those things on the visual interface.
Yep.
Anything else that I missed with this, Joe?
I think just that we are going to continue to add templates. We're also going to be getting templates from partners.
Yes.
And some of the templates are not intended for you just to sort of like bang in and then just sort of send. They're mainly, it's similar to how you would use AI for content. Give you some idea, give you a starting point to jump off from. How do I ask my client for a late payment without sounding like I'm demanding it, or stuff like that. And we're going to add helpful things in there for you to just import and deal with those awkward situations that we all don't want to deal with, and just give you like a few, a paragraph where you can sort of edit it for the client themselves. But and we're going to be continuing to add those over time, essentially. And every time we do add them, I'm going to start including it in the changelog and also in our newsletters. Quick updates. We've added 10 new templates, something like that.
Yes, that's great. But I think that's a good time to also showcase and remind people that we have innovation.atarim.io, where you can come in and have messages. So you can see that we have all kinds of different requests, and so from different users. There's a bunch of ideas like task deadlines, and then we literally go through them before every release, and we just make sure that they are planned or considered or at least replied to, so that you know what our mindset is about all of those different things. So there's full transparency that this was brought back. We used to do that on the first few months of when it was still WP feedback, but now we brought back roadmap, idea boards, as well as the change log into here, so you can see everything in there. So make sure you visit innovation.atarim.io to see what's coming and what we've already released. Next, sandboxes with Insta WP.
So this one, so we were supposed to push an update today, but we had to delay it. This is live right now, but it is going to be improved tomorrow. But essentially, what this does is when you click this button, and Vito, actually, if you want to show it on at V3, because that's actually tomorrow, that's what it's going to be like. Let me just make sure it's still there on the staging. Yes, it is. So if you show them at B3 instead, it will show the flow a bit more better. So essentially, what this does is it one button click. If you don't have an InstaWP account, I'll be surprised if you're watching this and you don't have one. Um,
Too many websites
too
already.
many websites. Okay. But basically, if you when you click this, it creates an InstaWP account if you don't have one, and it creates a sandbox for you on WordPress in literally like 2 to 3 seconds, and logs you into it and redirects you to it, and it adds it via your URL-based collaboration on Atarim. So in one click, you're creating a staging environment, getting taken to it, logged in, and we're also adding it to your dashboard. So if you want to collaborate on it, you can. And I think Vito is going to show it right now.
So click one click, and now I am going to go directly into that WordPress website, and I'm in.
You're there. And then if you go back to your Action dashboard, you'll also see it there as the first website.
Oh, in here.
It should just be there. You shouldn't need to refresh, actually. We refreshed the page for you. Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
There, boom, done. So this is great, if you want to set up a new staging environment to get a project started, you want to install some plugins to mess around, things like that, just super easy, just one click. And we are going to continue to improve this integration too. This is just the first phase.
So yeah, this is awesome for this because I've been using InstaWP for a while as you want to test a plugin, you want to see what's going on, you just click one button and you get an environment. But now this was brought into the dashboard as well to simplify the process. Now the other cool thing here is that within your InstaWP account, if you are using Insta, you'll see there is this little comment icon here as well. So if you are in here and doing stuff like the deployment tools that they have and the templates tools that they have and all of those kind of things, if you want to collaborate on a website, you can literally click the little comment icon, and that will bring you into collaboration with one click. So it's one click on both sides, one click creation of a sandbox environment, then one click collaboration from within InstaWP on their dashboard, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a two-way thing, and we're going to be improving it both ways going forward. This is just the first step with automatic plugin installation as well from with the Atarim plugin. We're also talking about, displaying some info from InstaWP side on the dashboard. So maybe having your templates, being able to deploy those from InstaWP into a new sandbox, things like that.
Awesome. Very cool. Next, create tasks instantly, making it even faster to start collaborating with your team and clients. So this really connects to this KPI that we keep going back to. And this is our main product KPI, speed to collaboration. And that's what we really check. How fast can you start collaborating? How fast can your clients, your stakeholders can start collaborating? We have a bunch of ideas to fulfill this mission. But for example, some of the things we did, the URL-based collaboration after the plugin has brought down collaboration from 37 clicks down to 2. Drop a URL, click add site. That was the thing. And then we started squashing the time that it takes to load the website from about 20 seconds down to 15 seconds, down to 13 seconds, to 10 seconds, and so on. Now, there's the things like what we're doing with InstaWP is bringing the 2 clicks down to 1 click. So really, we're looking at all of those different things to make collaboration more accessible across the web. And you'll see this happening with a lot of companies in the upcoming future. This is already available with Rocket.net, which is an awesome hosting company that we're using for our own website, as well as with Conversio.com, I think, .com, with Conversio.
It is .com.
Yes, .com, which is an awesome platform for high traffic websites. Awesome hosting company. Then we do it now with InstaWP, and we're doing this with Visual Composer. And now there is even an experiment that is going on with Hostinger, which is a huge hosting company that has launched this over the past week and a half. To a small group, and this is being expanded more and more. So, and these are just like the tip of the iceberg. This is gonna be our way of making the web collaborative and working towards our goal, which is speed to collaboration.
Yeah, and
Uh, this, yes,
I was just going to say, and like you said, 37 to 2 is like a really big leap. Now we're kind of getting to the point where we can just like shave 1 second off here, 2 seconds off here. And with the instant task creation, we went from around 12 seconds to 6. Because creating a task took longer than it should have, really, because of the way we did it. But now it is literally, from your side, from when you're doing it, it's instant. It happens
yeah,
instantly. And then we're sort of doing all of the database work in the background. And we're going to be doing this across the whole app. So for example, on the project screen, right now, you need to wait for all of the projects to load. We're going to be changing that as well, so it works in a very similar manner, just to make everything is done. That's it. The task is created, and in the background, we're generating a screenshot as well, so that doesn't hold it up. And we've got a really, really intricate way of doing the screenshots now. Actually, the queue system for the screenshots is really cool. If you create 1,000 tasks, you won't miss. There will be no screenshots missing because it is literally doing it one by one in a way that doesn't slow you down. Because you
yes,
don't need the automatic screenshot as you
straight,
created the task, right?
yeah,
So, and those are the kind of changes we're making in the app. Those small adjustments just to save you time, essentially. And with every release, we are improving it in some way like this. Instant task creation was a big one, but there's so many other places where we can do it, where we can shave a second here, shave 5 seconds there, and make everything with the app just faster.
yes, exactly. So this is instant task creation, and I'm gonna move on to activity notification bell.
Yes.
So this is
And this
already
is
coming
coming
into the
tomorrow.
future, right?
It
Yes.
should be the last deadline is tomorrow. We've delayed this quite a few times, just as it happens with dev teams sometimes. But the last deadline for us is tomorrow to release the notification bell. And this is one that's been requested a lot, actually. I think over the
Yeah.
last 2 years, I would
Yeah.
say.
And the idea with this is that it's going to give you control over what did people do, read unread kind of notifications. So very much like the bell that you see on Facebook or notifications on Twitter, that is being brought into the dashboard so that you can gain control over who did what, if someone pinged you and needs your attention, and so on. So we're gonna do a few more around this aspect as well. First step was to create the system that allows us to put in those notifications, and then one of the upcoming things there, which was also highly requested, is desktop notifications that you will be able to turn on, and things of that nature. So to give you that full control that you see things happening in real time.
Exactly.
And then forms.
Yeah. Um, so this is actually a huge addition. Something completely new in the dashboard. And if you've ever used something like Gravity Forms on a WordPress site, or that's the only one I can remember, but there's loads of other ones, we're basically embedding something like that into the app. So you can create forms for things like, let's say, discovery flow, where you can ask your clients all of the things, what websites do you like best? And this is just a preview for now. This is on a staging website. What website do you like best out of these 5? Which color do you want your website to be? Send me your logo. What's your business goals? Things like this. So instead of you having to do like a Google form or a Gravity form, is how we used to do it on our agency website, we are now actually giving you the option to do this inside the dashboard. And the reason why this is so significant is because we've never really had a function in the app which allows you to do something before you have a website, right? But this is the first step towards giving you all of the tools you need to manage the project, literally from the very, very beginning to the very end. And this is the start of us filling in those gaps that we've been missing over the past couple of years with the app. And we'll also, and it's not just discovery forms. You can literally, as you can see on the left here, you've got fields for everything. Contracts, you've got a signature, you can upload files, images. So you can do stuff like content gathering with this. If you ask them what's the headline, give me your about section, give me 10 of the images you want to be used across the website. And then inside here, you've got the submissions. So if you click on the submissions, you get all of my eShop question. I see George is saying he's not going to be using Google anymore, and that's exactly what it's for. Why have you got a form in Google or a form in a Gravity form or wherever, and it's not part of your project management? It's always separate. So this is to bring it all together, basically.
Yes. And really the whole point and the idea of leveraging in this way is to make sure that the workflow is unified, because a lot of times, and I remember back in the agency, but even now we see that as a product. Let's say as an agency we had a client coming in. I was going through the discovery process with the clients most of the times, and that then I filled it out in some sort of a gravity form on the website, and then Jerome went on to build the website. But rarely did you actually go to the gravity forum and see what were the goals of that website. You just asked me.
Yes,
Uh,
because you knew, because you or had done it, right? So it was in your head. It was there, but
yeah,
it was never two and two together, which was really stupid actually when you think about it.
yes, like there's no way to access the information was not accessible enough, and therefore people never went back to it.
Yeah.
And so we even see this now as a product. Let's say we're doing this. We just did this partnership with InstaWP. So there was a discussion that I had with Vikas and all of those kind of things. And then if there was an intake form for that partnership that was built into the system, that will allow then the dev team and the marketing team to see what we agreed on, what we discussed, then it would have saved us a lot of time on this
Oh,
particular.
definitely. Especially if you're asking them to sign it as well, then it's like,
Yes,
it's in stone. Then it's like, this is what we're
that's it.
doing. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
That's great. Yeah.
So this is also part of our bigger vision, and the bigger vision has always been to create the unified workflow. So we started with the stickers on a website. That's basically the revision process, or and then it was expanded a little more into content gathering process as well. So that went a step back before the design was complete or needed to be approved. And then we completed another step later on, which was support through integrations like main WP, and creating the email inbox and creating automations and all of those kind of things. But also like internal tasks for internal QA before the builds and so on. Now we went to the very, very beginning, which is getting information before you actually start executing. And the missing bit is right there in the middle, which is what we're going to be doing next. If you want to tell them, Jerome.
Yeah, so next we're going to be doing task lists. So very similar to other task based platforms that you've used, because right now you can't create a task unless you have a site or a graphic, in the dashboard. So following the line of forms where you can create a form standalone, now you're going to be able to create tasks. They still need to be part of a project, but it's going to be a project container that
Yes.
you can create without the URL or the plugin or a graphic. You can just create a task list. So this can be, set up hosting, sign contract, tasks like that. So that's filling in that gap between just before you get started, and you've got the intake form
As well
filling
as
in that
things
part.
that are more generic to the project, that can be
Yes.
like things like this, even in the yeah, like setting up a new WordPress website, or website checklist before you launch, or checklist of ideation for a new feature, that we want to do, or checklist for a partnership, that we need to make sure that we do A, B, C, D until
Yeah.
ZZ, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you
Um,
can create these as templates, so you can just deploy
yes,
them super quick for each project. And we're also going to have a very similar thing to the templates for CAN responses and forms, where you're going to be able to import ready-made lists from us and from partners and things like that, to give you even more. So, let's say for example, we've got an SEO checklist from Yoast, which you could then just import straight away, and then you've got a list of tasks. This might and it could be used as a teaching tool for you. Like, oh, actually, I never thought to check that when I'm checking SEO. Now
yes.
that's part of your workflow, and we're going to be again expanding on that constantly. So hopefully every release we're giving you more forms, we're giving you more CAN responses, we're giving you more I forgot the third one
Lists of
already.
tasks.
Yes, exactly, list of tasks. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah. Awesome. So year four was it's starting. Yeah, right?
it's starting. Yeah, so we're now
Starting.
into year 4, and and next year we're year 5. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So 3 years has gone by. We've managed to build quite a lot. When we first started, I don't know if you remember, but I told you, oh man, Jerome, this is gonna take 4 years to build.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and looks like it wasn't a bad estimation by the end of
No,
next
no, not
year.
at all. I still think we
Yeah,
definitely have a lot to do to
yeah.
until
There's
because
still
I
more to go
yeah,
deep.
yeah,
Deep
yeah,
into.
exactly. And I don't think it will ever be, no product is ever fully complete. Um, but we are slowly, I think we're getting to the point where we're focusing more and more on the bigger picture, not just in the product, but as a whole company. We're getting to that stage because when you're small and you're just starting out, I was looking back at our change log and some of the stuff I remember. I used to think releases were really stressful, and the stuff we were building, 3 years ago is just like baby stuff compared to what we're doing now.
These
We're
are
doing
like candy now.
yeah, like I read one which was about the I think it was about the screenshot, and that was our main feature. The automatic screenshot is like the
Right.
biggest thing ever, and now it's just like kind of an afterthought to us. It's just like something really
Yeah.
small. Now we're building a whole freaking form system in
Yes.
the platform. It's crazy. Um, yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited for the next year. I think we are really going in the right direction in terms of where the product is going.
Yes, I agree 100%. And this is a great opportunity to thank everyone that has been joining us on this journey for the past few years and the next 10 years or so, at least. And yeah, let's wrap this up and get back to work. Please make sure that you visit innovation.atarim.io to give us your feedback on our ideas as well as your ideas on our feedback. Uh, and um, and yeah, let's keep building, let's keep working, let's make the next year even better. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Jerome,
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
for
Peter.
being on this journey
Thanks for
with me
having
as
me.
well.
Of course. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.